All right, yeah. So we up in here, man. We up in here. Mic check, mic check. Hopefully how everybody doing this evening, this night. We got Blake up in here. How you doing, my brother?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. Like pretty much, I've been doing my thing. Been trying doing a lot of study and everything. But I definitely want to speak on your accomplishments of what you've been doing, what you got going on. Do I sound staticky on your side?
A little bit, but I hear what you're saying for sure.
Oh man. Hold on, let me go on my phone then. This is
Yes, sir.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I got a couple gambling apps. I got Savvy Diamonds. It's out on iOS. It's on Google Play. I'm trying to get it on Xbox Live so you can play it on the Xbox. I have Wise Slots. It's on Google Play right now. I'm trying to get it on iOS and Xbox. Then I'm getting a blackjack app called Savvy 21 and a Texas Hold'em app. I'm gonna have those sometime by the end of the year. Have them on iOS, have them on Google Play, and then have them on Xbox so you can play on the Xbox. So those are some of the things I've been doing. But right now, not right now necessarily, but in the near future, I'm trying to get like just a online gambling scene going in Texas, since it's illegal to gamble in person, but it's legal to gamble online. It's kind of a gray area, so trying to get that going on, and I think it's going real well. It's gonna everything's happening in an effective manner, and I think I'm going to have it done within the year to 2 years. The overall schematics towards the end may take a little bit longer, but overall, I'm gonna have it done by pretty soon. And then the money gonna start raking in through various people can in the beginning. Excuse me, in the very beginning, the slot machines I have is social casino, so people can buy some of the coins. I get paid off the ad revenue. Later on, the goal is to create an online mechanism for it, so people can actually gamble online, and we can have fun with it. People can win some money. It's just that's the overall goal, man.
All right, you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you pretty well.
Okay, yeah, man. See, that right there is very interesting. I'm telling you because I didn't know it was like great areas like that. And what part of Texas you from again?
I was born in really in like the Houston area, but I'm in Austin right now.
Okay, okay.
So
So
yeah, but I've
awesome.
been all over Texas. I've been north, south, east, west.
Yeah, dog, man. Yeah, I know it's hot as hell over there too.
Yeah, it
Like
was like
both
110
ways.
yesterday.
Yeah, like what the hell going on over there? So back
My
to this.
wheel popped in my car. Like I was driving.
Yeah.
And I slowed and I took a like a little sharp right, and my damn tire exploded from the heat. So
Dang.
it was hot. It was very hot.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's like all that right there going on, and damn, it's like the desert over there when I think about it. I mean, I wanna definitely go over there and visit and all that, but like when it's hot living over there, I ain't no
I
part.
don't know. I don't know if it's like a desert, but it's hot as hell. I think of Arizona when I think of a desert, but Houston doesn't look like a desert. Maybe
That,
like certain parts of West Texas might kind of like going towards New Mexico. You'll have like the desert, really like more like a swamp. Like really like like southeast Texas is like a swampy kind of remind me of the texture of like maybe Louisiana. I mean, it's so close together. Like kind of remind me of like the Louisiana look or temperature.
yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like get real hectic over there. And quick question: why did it become illegal to do that over there in Texas? Like, was it always like that, or it just so happened to pass that law?
They were going to pass the law. I believe it was a 2017. They had a they didn't deny nor pass it. So I think it comes up in like 2024, so 23 or 24. However, no one has ever been arrested for online gambling. So in Texas, so if you have a Texas driver's license and you're basically like doing sports betting for DraftKings or something like that, you're still you're that's legal. it may not necessarily be on the books as illegal or illegal, legal or illegal, but it's still a gray area where you can do it. It doesn't stately say that you cannot do it.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. So it's a great, yeah, these gray areas, and like people don't want
Definitely.
to like get into it because not only with that, but let's just say like business or capitalism, or you got an LLC and you file for bankruptcy in that LLC, but your personal money is straight and all that. It's like, what can you explain those gray areas? Like, what do that mean, please, for me?
I'll give you another example. So they'll have slot machines in gas stations, right? Okay, the slot machine,
Yeah.
whenever you win some money, the slot machine doesn't give you money. It'll give you a ticket worth the money that you just won. So then you'll go to the gas station attendant and they'll give you that money. That's technically not gambling because you did not get a cash prize off of that.
Oh, okay, I
So
get. So
yeah,
they
so you know what I
bend
mean.
it.
So those types of gray level. It doesn't. The law does not indicate that you cannot get a non-cash prize and then turn it in for a cash prize. It states that you can't get a cash. You can't get cash for randomized. Forgot the legal term they use. Randomized gambling. But yeah, it's a complete gray area because they did not state it in the law verbatim. So since they do not state in the law verbatim, you create a situation where you can still legally do that, and the state knows that. That's why no one has been arrested. No one has been fined. So yeah, and then they also try to overall legalize gambling. As I said in 2017, completely, but it wasn't approved or denied because they make so much money off the lottery.
Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. It's like it kind of remind me of those situations, where they got those. It's like a brothel, but it be like in disguise. That's like a massage place or something.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Those
I
are
be
illegal.
wondering,
Those still, I think those are illegal though. Maybe in Texas those are.
no, but I be wondering how the hell do they still be like up? It's like everybody know like what y'all doing, but y'all ain't got y'all shit kicked in yet. Like so it's a gray area.
Those I would say that's more of a black area. The gray area means you're not doing anything illegal. Like this isn't online gambling is not illegal in the state of Texas. The reason why I would say it's a gray area is because physical gambling is illegal. So one would presume online gambling would be illegal, but that's not the case because it doesn't say that in any type of legal document.
Oh, see, not see. I get you going off the fine print. Now, this I know I'm
Right.
going. I'm going. I know I'm going all over the place. But can you please explain, like 45 Savage, Donald Trump? A while back, they said that he had pretty much been on contract on getting one of his towers built or something, and he had filed for bankruptcy in that LLC, and those people who had helped build it just didn't get paid. Was that illegal? Or was that a gray area? Like, what do you call about that?
I wouldn't know to be honest with you. So you said that Donald Trump had a tower, or say it one more time. You said Donald Trump had like I'm guessing like a casino type area. He
Yeah,
filed for bankruptcy, and none of the employees got paid.
yeah, something along those lines. If I remember, hold on, let me go and remove these damn horny motherfuckers in the
I
comments.
don't know. I mean, off the top of the head, I would say that he would still have to go to small claims court if it wasn't nothing like actually illegal. So small claims court, they would have sued him for a month's wages more than likely, or 2 weeks wages, and then from there they would have been like, okay, I don't know. They could have sued them before the employees could have sued just going off of the information just given Trump for not paying them. So I would say that it doesn't necessarily correlate with what I have going on because there isn't, other than the moral stance on gambling, there isn't anything illegal going on. You know what I mean? So it's like unless someone may think of gambling and may have like a moral stance of it being wrong, or in that particular type of lane or capacity. But as far as you getting trouble by the law because you've downloaded an app from the Apple Store, you put your money. It couldn't happen.
Okay, I get what you're
Or at
saying.
least
It's
that's
like,
that's what that's the angle that I'll go with. You know what I mean? If that ever has happened, I haven't seen it.
so with your situation, let's just say that is like, because I'm learning about the taxes and everything, you know. So can you explain more about that when it comes to those type of those businesses that make those type of money, like how the taxes work on it?
I would say taxes would depend on how much money was made, and depending on how much money is made is dependent on the percentage of how much money you send back to the federal government. So as far as this particular company being additionally taxed, I won't say it would be additionally taxed as if it was an actual casino. I could see how in certain situations a casino would be uh, not taxed, but I would say that the the taxation I would say that the tax would be mainly dependent on whatever however much money, and then a percentage depending on the tier of how much money you made, and then you could make I don't know necessarily know if if the money was given would be referred to as a tax credit. You get a tax credit for spending money on your business. I would say that would be something that I would hire hire a tax team to do it pretty easy. I'll have a tax team I'll hire a tax team to do it, and then I'll hire another tax team to critique what they just done to see if they had any type of loopholes. So probably
Mhm. That's
that
good. Hey,
you know what I mean.
hold
So
on.
yeah, I don't think the tax would be too crazy. It would just have to keep tabs on it, make sure you have something that could be defined as a tax credit, placed as a tax credit, have enough of them to alleviate, the have if you definitely have a lot of employees, that's another way to kind of lower the tax burden.
Yeah, yeah. And can you say, matter of fact, before I get this started, I got another question about that. What is up with these horny lames in the chat? And don't blame it. Nah, not for you. Don't blame it on the Russians. I know it be these damn guys who be staying with their mom in these chats, bro. That's like my third time getting rid of it. Like, what the fuck? But anyways, man. Yeah, it's like some naked HD tired of being alone will help. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. All right, so with your
Oh wow.
situation, yeah, it's weird in the chat. With your situation, can you say that is new money fighting old money? Because think about it, old school, the boomers be like, shit, back in my days in Casino 1995, we done had to get it from the mud. Would they look at you like you're not getting it from the mud? Like, you doing a digital pivot.
So you talking about the old money, and I think you're referring to like boomers, like the boomer generation, or you just refer to like just people that's older than us, like our parents.
Yeah, shit like in the 90s and 80s. I know you ain't saw the movie, but the movie Casino, they did something similar to what you was doing, but they had some other shit going on. But it wasn't no social media, it wasn't no online transactions and stuff. It was like in person. So they're gonna probably look at you and be like, who this guy think he is? It's kind of like those pimps, them online pimps against the real pimps in the streets. Not saying that you doing that, but trying to make a comparison.
I believe that if we have an ability to in the community to have people become randomly rich, or have every once every blue moon you get an extra $5,000 in your pocket, $3,000 in your pocket, and then you just minimally gave to a particular website, $10, $15, and then have it in such a way where the the prizes are numerous, the prizes are continuous. You can just have a situation where now you just have a positive experience on both ends, and people having money in their pockets, so you can't go wrong with that. So as far as someone is saying like you're not getting out the mud, it's like I'm getting apps built. I'm spending my money to do it. I'm developing the apps into websites. The websites are developing into basically digital ecosystems where money going to and from different people. That takes complexity, that takes ingenuity, that takes long-term thinking, project management skills. So if someone said that I didn't get out the mud, I would rebuttal what exactly do they mean, because I'm getting it out of something. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll just be like, okay, and just They'd be like, why you ain't get out the mud? I'll just explain it in the process and the level of complexity within the process. And I'm sure at the end of the conversation, they'll have a change of heart.
It depends on who you're having that conversation with, because there's people who got some sense, and there's people who are also ignorant. They'll be like, man, like how you said it, yeah, it's just a digital pivot. It's like with Sharp, what that new pimp was saying to Sharp on the interview I did a while back. It's like I get it, you doing that way back then. I respect that, but here, look at it this way. And some people may accept it, or some people may be like, "F that," like, and that's crazy because people want to gain a lot of wealth off of doing little to nothing, but they will like shame another person they see doing the exact same thing they wish they were doing, which is ironic.
Hmm. Well, so basically, man, you're gonna have haters regardless. But I just try to say that sometimes, just sometimes, yeah, what the haters say is valid. This talk about me personally. You know what I mean? So, you know, and you should always try to take into consideration what other people say. Even though you don't shouldn't run your life around that, you should take it as a form of form of advice that you would pay an advisor for. So you would take that. You just constantly evolve and adapt in regards to you know what type of business schematics you had going on at the particular time. People people and envious people, hateful people, angry people, jealous people would give you a grain of truth within something, but mask it in jealousy, whatever the case may be. And that and there was the verse in the Bible where they said that you can see a boulder in somebody else's eye. So you can see a speck in somebody else's eye, but you can't see the boulder within yours. So I always try to keep a humble approach, stoic approach when it comes to people saying potentially negative things about what I have going on, because it may have a kernel of truth within it, and that kernel of truth could, come out and be a very good, key, effective aspect of my game moving forward.
Dan, you had pretty much had threw back some wisdom instead of getting on their level with the ignorant stuff. And yeah, I get it. I see where you coming from. And yeah, I'm not the type to complain about people who are hating or people who dislike what I do. I actually accept that. But I'm just going off of what the masses or people, with celebrities or people who are influencers, they always constantly keep complaining about haters. And it's like it's weird. It's like Stockholm syndrome. It's like you complain about them because they talk about your success, but yet you looking for them still. So yeah, it's something that they gotta fix within themselves. But you, Blake, you got it together. And I want to ask you, where did you came up with this idea? Like, what made you think about this? Like online gambling and tech. Like what? Go ahead.
I believe that I came up with trying to create my own type of ecosystem where people are making money back and forth with each other, and just in case there's a situation where there's like like a World War III incident or an incident where the regular money making means is completely unavailable, I've created a community where people within that community can make money back and forth from each other, or make not necessarily from each other, moving in future product, moving in future projects. That may be the case, but right now they'd be making money in a way where they could possibly, have some sort of like minimal to moderate second stream of income, so they can, kind of rebalance themselves during the recession and stuff like that.
Yep, I agree. Shouts out to Sophisticated Ignorance up in here, brother. I see you doing your thing. Appreciate you for stopping by. We was talking about Blake's $1 billion idea, which I consider it being priceless because of how technology is taking a drastic change. Like it's really accelerating. And I see you sitting on a gold mine right here. And I salute you for bringing this idea to the platform because most people be like, oh, I ain't telling nobody shit, man. They're gonna try to take my idea. How did you approach stuff like that? Like somebody hear this and be like, you know what? I'm about to do an online gambling shit too. Fuck what Blake's saying.
So, so if somebody wants to do it, that's completely fine. I mean, I'm not trying to take. If someone wants to take the idea and then think they can do a better job, then I'm all for it. If I would see that and I wouldn't see them doing a better job, I would peep what they're doing and then try to replicate that on my game and try to improve and evolve what I got going on. So it's always so. Michael Jordan. One time I seen it was like in the Last Dance. It was like a thing where Kobe Bryant asked Michael Jordan how to do something, and Michael Jordan gave him a very effective, thoughtful, about a layup or how to do this around the court. Very effective, very thoughtful, and then he that's his opponent. The reason why is because it's like he does that better. Now you can see those type of variables externally, and then you can basically create a situation where you can see the keys and negatives of his particular situation, and then improve your own game. It's all about development. It's all about evolving. It's all about becoming. It's all about literally just becoming, like how Friedrich Nietzsche says. It's about becoming. Like it's going to be a forever fight for an infinite amount of personal development, because the personal development doesn't stop, because it's as if climbing a mountain that reaches to the heavens. You have to constantly mold and shift into the better person, into the better, not necessarily better person, into your more powerful, thought-provoking, into your higher self. I would say that's sometimes your higher self not necessarily all nice and roses. Sometimes you have to be cutthroat, but you should always try to make it where you never lie to somebody. You may not, if you may omit something, but you never face to face lie to somebody. You never stretch the truth. You don't want something that said you might. This is speaking like on the shadow aspect of things. You would speak on a situation, but it's a slightly different situation that happened or something along those lines. This is kind of what they state in like it was like the art of 33 Strategies of War. One of those books was Robert Greene. It was one of those books was Robert Greene and Jordan Peterson in his
Both of them.
in one of his books. I know it's Jordan Peterson, but I don't want to say I got it on the podcast. I think it was one of his books where he states never lie to somebody. But then I piggyback off Robert Greene. So yes, you never lie to somebody, but you don't necessarily have to tell them the entire truth when it comes to things. And this concept is, I think, has an is archetypal when it comes to certain aspects of casino and gambling. You make something completely randomized where you don't know what's going to happen. You then from there you basically place bets on the likelihood of something happening. You can basically create an entire ecosystem based off of that type of randomization. You can argue that the universe was kind of based off those foundations of randomizations. Protons and neutrons going across in a chaotic way around atoms. They're clashing. You kind of see this randomization in every aspect of the universe. Is the reason why I brought that up. Is there's a randomization in everything, to the microscopic molecules, the subatomic particles, all the way to the macro to the suns, the universe is moving and coalescing. And then I will also argue that this seemingly chaotic randomized existence has a secret order to it. And this is how people card, like in casinos, they'll read cards, count cards, because people are seeing seams of patterns within the chaos and random of things. And that's another thing that people do that in life. People see the chaos of life. They see form patterns, and then they make they take advantage of those particular patterns while they're still there.
Yeah, yep. See, I understand about that. You're absolutely right. Because it reminded me of that movie that is called 21, where those college people were getting taught by their mentor. You hear
Yeah,
me?
I think you told me. Yeah, I remember. I saw it. I just is Samuel L. Jackson in that movie?
No, it's actually Lawrence Fishburne. Yeah,
I think I
he
seen
had.
it. Yeah, but
Yeah, I'm
I
about to
definitely
say
know count cards is.
exactly. But the thing is, like, so let's say I got a quick question with the casino thing. Even though you doing yours online, why? How do I explain it? People who count in cards. Why is that considered like that's not illegal? It's just it's a gray area when you think about it.
So if the casino catches you or thinks that you're counting cards, they could just ask you to leave and not to come back. No, so as far as like you getting arrested, no, you're not gonna get arrested. You're not gonna get. It's not nothing like that. They may notice that you do it, which you know they probably have people in a casino that looks for stuff like that.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I've seen a couple of videos of that on YouTube, but that movie we saw, it's a movie, but I think they try and go back like in the '90s with it, like how you end up missing, or they get you up out of here if you're doing it because you taking money from them. But
Oh, I mean that may have happened before, but I'm not too sure. Maybe in in the mafia days. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
I could see that happening. You could probably get killed by, but like an official casino, like that pays taxes. I doubt it. They'll say you leave and not come back.
my bad, man. We keep having what the hell is going on tonight? Like seriously, hold on, let me, bro. What is wrong with y'all in the chat? I know everybody's sleeping, but these horny motherfuckers, we over here talking about damn gray areas and about how you want to have a priceless idea. And they over here thinking about this is what's wrong with some of the young men. You know what I'm saying, Blake? This would be wrong with it. Instead of them listening to you and having these good ideas and knowing what gray areas is and knowing how to read the law by fine print, they rather go on XXX premium and jack their damn meat off.
Hey,
There's no
can you
hope for
see me?
y'all, man. No, I
Hey, can you
can't
see
see.
me?
Nope.
Oh damn.
I see you now.
Oh, okay, cool, definitely, man.
That's
I don't
what.
know. I don't see the chat. I see. I'm in
No, no, no.
StreamYard.
Yeah, you because you in the stream yard with me. This is what the chat
Yeah.
is. You look at the screen,
Yeah, I see that.
constantly keep coming with that weird stuff, man. It's like what the hell going on? This is why these type of guys be broke. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they be struggling. Another one came. Like y'all really got no damn life. My dog
So,
Blake over here. Go ahead.
and this doesn't have anything to do with casino gambling, but I think it's cool to say that this entire life is just a form of initiation. It's a form of test, namely moral tests. And by this happening, or I don't know how serious it is or how big of a deal it is, but on small deals and big deals, everything is a form of moral test that is testing your fortitude and your personality and nature. And I feel like that has a certain type of effect at whenever you pass away. That like depending on how you pass these particular types of tests throughout your life is dependent on what happens to you after you pass away.
Hey, I feel you on that, man. I definitely feel you. It's just fulfilling your life, like how you don't. I'm pretty sure you never get bored. You constantly, you don't even call it work, but you constantly enjoy your therapeutic ideas manifesting into reality. Because that's how I look at it. Like what I'm doing right now, like what I think of, and when I make a video, I have this circuit where it's strong enough to the point where what comes out my mind, I can put it on film. And it's hard for people to like. Let's say somebody who's a painter, they think of something in their mind to paint, and they have a hard time putting it on that damn canvas. But some of them do though. Some of them do it well. Same thing with you. What do you think about that?
I think that you should put your mind to things that you think that is going to overall have to be an overall benefit. Try to create some things before the goal in life is to create I think a great work like how William Shakespeare, he had Hamlet, he had Romeo and Juliet. I think those aspects of yourselves will live on far longer than the physical aspect of yourself. So in the sense of having a form of pseudo immortality is to create works that resonate within people on a near archetypal type of level. I said archetypal earlier today. it's on such a fundamental basic level that the emotions that you emit are not the joys you emit creates a type of mental, spiritual, psychological imprint that lasts for eternity or a very long time.
And that's what it's all about right there, because it took me a while to figure that out. And some people, sad to say, might not ever figure it out, because we all are unique in an individual way, but we all have ideas. And if we have that power to manifest it, like, I know y'all in the chat going that crazy, but like Kanye West, you know, he manifests the homeless clothes, and somehow people rock. It's just art, like you all the way down to William Shakespeare. Like, it's like putting your mind into reality. And I think we don't be taught that in school at all. We had to find it on our own. What do you think about that?
Now defined. You said define, like, I think you said the word imagination, or like one of the,
Yeah.
like.
So example, like these videos I do, I have an old, so I like old footage, nostalgia, 90s, early whatever. But when I make my content, I found a way to, like, my imagination to put them ideas physically in the world through these videos, these content, as opposed to an archetype, as opposed to an artist, as opposed to somebody who's coming up with these ideas to launch a business. I think we ain't been taught how to, okay, this is what I want to do, but I want to do it this way in my head, but how can I put it in this reality instead of just having the thought of it sitting there, if that makes sense.
Okay, so in the term that I use, the term archetype, in the context that I use the term archetype, I was basically stating, one would say, the warrior, okay, warrior, Hercules, and then Hercules would be the greatest archetype representation of the concept of warrior, that the abstraction that we know as the collective abstraction that we know as warrior. So this Hercules, anything else like, we'll say someone else to, we could say a Superman is a derivative, or a like almost a spiritual cousin of Hercules, and also represents things.
My bad. I ain't meant to cut you off. I knew you explained something,
How do
but
you do?
yeah.
So can you ask him if you give a false one? Okay, so yeah, so I work for the Texas Lottery, and whenever we call out a false winner, we call that an invalid draw, and then from that invalid draw, we write what we call a DIR, and the DIR is basically explaining the incident, and we put that on file. Now, the actual process of a false winner, we could then say that, okay, what do you mean by a false winner? Like, they say the wrong number. If they say the wrong number, then the person whoever said the announcer who said the wrong number, this is hypothetical situation, he would get placed. He would get placed in the DIR. The right number would be read out by another announcer. That particular draw would become invalid, and then we'll probably have to do it all over again.
Oh, what DIR mean?
It's like a direct incident report. So DIR would be basically if something bad happens, and if and whenever someone asks for a Freedom of Information Act, they have this document stating what happened in that particular situation. And that in particular situation, the announcer, I'm just saying that's how I would see it in someone being a false winner. That announcer would re-say the actual numbers. We'll say we're doing all or nothing. He'll restate the 12, but that entire draw will stop. As in, he'll finish what he was doing, but the entire draw will stop, and it will restart. We'll start the whole thing over.
I appreciate that. Shouts out to Sophisticated. Shouts out to Lance. Shouts out to West Adam. I think that's who he was. Yeah, West Adam 5. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. But I wanted this brother to come on this platform, and he has a lot of gems. But go ahead.
So a winner turns out to be the loser. So because in two cases, definitely. So a lot of things. I would say a lot of those things happen, but those things do happen. So as I previously said, I work as a drawing level 3 programming specialist for the Texas Lottery Commission. Whilst I do that, they have a lot of procedures where we have. Whenever I write my name on something, somebody else checks that my name was written on that with the proper date, and then somebody else checks that they check that I wrote my name there properly. So it's always a triple checking of numbers. But things still do happen. So if things still do happen, and it will able to go out into the live, what we call the live, the 50 to 2 minutes and 30 seconds that the actual process is going, that will create a situation where we will have to create call it an invalid draw and start completely over. But we have a lot of processes that stops that. So it's like, for example, the daily 4, daily 5, the daily 3s and daily 4s, daily 4 fireballs, all nothing, cash 5, things like that. We do 5 pre-tests before the actual games. Then we do 2 rehearsals. If it's nighttime, we do 3 rehearsals. So we're moving those machines. We basically test those machines 6 times before we put it on air for 1 minute. All of them at the same time. So then, if I don't know necessarily if I'm going ad nauseum. I don't know if this is exactly what he meant. But if one of those balls wasn't properly randomized as per told by a professional statistician that we have, professor that we send the ball numbers to every time in the pretest. Every time we pretest, we put the numbers down, and then at the end of all pretests and all rehearsals, and at the end of everything, we send those numbers to a statistician, and then that statistician will come back and be like, okay, we need to test this particular game more often than other games to keep it completely randomized due to the PSI of the ball weights, ball widths, and how they affect with the air particles in the gambling machines. For example, lotto, we pre-test 6 times because that right there is crazy because the balls are heavier and they have a different type of effect on the PSI of the air moving and bouncing it around. So we have a lot of things. We really have a lot of things that we go and do where we effectively are with high integrity, and then we also, on top of all 3 of us looking at it, we also have an independent auditor, someone who's not even hired, but like someone who's just with that looks over the state of Texas. And whenever they look, that they're not associated, like they're not a state of Texas employee. So it's like they're literally an independent auditor. So that right there, I kind of replicate that with what I have going on. So it really was a blessing to see that and how the professionals do it, and then I really replicate that triggering reciprocal redundancy when it comes to maintaining like a hard procedure.
Hey, first of all, hold on, Blake. 100K race sub, please. Oh, please sub. Thanks, man. Much love to you. And Sophisticated, he said it happened at a real casino. He walked in a slot machine and the casino didn't have to pay them because of some stipulation.
I don't know. That I would have to legally. I would have not legally. I would have to literally look at the newspaper thing. I'm not saying he's lying or anything like that. I just don't know in that particular situation because I would say that there was a particular situation. The gas station attendant knew that they weren't. I don't know. There was in a real casino, so I have no idea. I'm not. I would have to just look at the newspaper and make it,
Yeah, and see that's the thing. That's the right answer because you saying that you don't know means that it validates that there's still more gray areas that me and you don't know about.
Right? Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. So he had got off of that.
Stipulation.
Go ahead.
No, I was like, some stipulation, like, what does that mean exactly?
Ooh, good question, man. And then, by the way, y'all, he's talking about Matter of fact, I'll let you explain what you was about to do. It was instead of because they think you got a casino, but I meant for it to be like that.
Oh, they think I have a casino? No, I was stating that I have gambling apps, like gambling apps that you can get on the iOS and Google Play Store. I also work for the Texas Lottery, which we use lottery machines like the Daily Four Fireball, Daily Three, Daily Four Fireball, uh, uh, all in that thing. Cash Five, Texas Two Step. Those things. That's what I was saying. And then I was saying that the process of how the randomization is kept random is at a very high integrity. And for me, seeing this, I replicate that in much as I can when it comes to the online gambling aspect of it.
Yeah, hey, you killing it right there, man, and that's lit. Shouts out to you on the chat, by the way. This is Blake again. He's always thinking outside the box, coming with these ideas, and it ain't just like no damn. He hit the blunt and be like, "Hey, you know what? This would be a good idea." Nah, this that. Yeah.
No, it's funny.
Oh, he said stipulation was due to a computer glitch. Yeah, he done ran off from the plug twice.
Oh, dang man. Computer glitches do happen. So so that I could see that, like if the slot machine like just poured out all the coins, or poured out all the things that they said that they used to pay. I could see that happening. I guess it's real rare. But I could definitely see that happen. And what would I do in that particular case? Like, what if it was a legit glitch, and like I owe them crazy money, and like I can prove that it was a legit glitch. I will show that it was a legit glitch, and then give them a portion of the money just so it's just all. But like, yeah, if it was like I owe them $50 million, then yeah, I'm gonna be like, bro, here's $10,000, here's $5,000. If it's a legit computer glitch where that I looked at it and it was like, bro, this thing, somebody hacked into, like, if they hacked into it, or I couldn't prove that they hacked into but it looked like someone probably used like a SQL injection and had like did something to the database, or they did something to the database thing, or try to type in like the little, like they had like little passwords where you can like type this press this button 6 times, and you know what I mean, like they had like those factory reset things where only the people at the factory knows about them, but they read the pamphlet about them. There's a whole bunch of different. I would, it would be a case by case basis. But if I truly owed them the money, I would pay them the money. But if it was a glitch, and I could prove that it was a glitch, and then because they could still get sued. Like, so for example, they had like, example, $50 million. You're not gonna pay them $50 million, and you just say it was a glitch, and they sue you, and you don't have any type of paperwork saying that, okay, bro, like, how was this a glitch? Then you gonna have to pay them the money anyway. You got to pay the money anyway. So it's like,
Appreciate sophisticated.
oh, okay, yeah. So that makes sense. So like, if I have a glitch, and so the glitch will have to come in situations where there was some sort of negative effect on the PHP programming, like the back end programming of it. I would argue that if it shouldn't be that many. So the glitches. So the online casino games that I play, that I've seen online right now, like DraftKings doesn't have that many glitches. Like, if it is a glitch, it's not a glitch where someone just getting randomly paid out. Maybe a glitch where they're turned off for a day, or like a icon doesn't work. If it's glitches where I'm constantly paying somebody else something, that's a red flag. Something's wrong. I'm getting the whole thing audited by a cybersecurity firm to see what's going on, because it shouldn't happen. It should happen no times. But if it does happen more than 2 or 3 times, I'm going to see what's the problem, and then I'm going to hire multiple teams to see what's going on about
Yeah, yeah. Sophisticated, crazy. He said, yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, they did hack inside one casino from a Bluetooth thermometer in a fish bowl. I mean, a fish tank. But I'm not saying that's the case with you. Again, I know it's online, and I know I'm glad you prepared for certain type of breaches or
Yeah, I have a degree.
attacks.
Remember, I got a degree in cybersecurity. I have a degree in cybersecurity, so it's like I'm
Talk
really
your shit.
I'm really like I'm enthusiast about IT type stuff. So I'll be the first one. I hope I'll be the first one
Hey,
that looks into it.
and he ain't lying, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell our business, well, you know what I'm saying, your business. But let's just say that, you know, network penetration game is all the way there. Pause. But yeah, you definitely, you definitely, yeah, you can tell it late, man. You can tell it late. Yeah, he on point, y'all. You know,
It's
he's sharp.
hilarious.
Shouts out to Chris Strange up in here, man. And that's another thing, though, Blake. So yeah, that right there, seriously, out of all the other ones I heard, that right
I
there
would
could
think the
definitely do
escrow.
something. Huh?
I would prefer to have the money in some sort of escrow account, and then the escrow account is multi-authenticated. Multi-fingered authenticated means multi-factor authenticated, and just people, someone who has frontal access unless it's time to pay out. So maybe, and not necessarily maybe that they win, then there's a more secure app or a more secure website they go to actually to get the winnings or something like that. Or so they're not just getting paid right off of the screen. So someone couldn't again use a SQL injection, was like I think it's like a JavaScript injection they can do as well. They can do a whole bunch of stuff to, even if it's a HTTPS secured website. I've seen, all type of SSL scans. They look through all types of different ports within maps. So it's like you can definitely back to your thing. Back to your point where they used I think you said a thermoscope to hack into a
Yeah,
casino or something like that, or a
thermometer. It was a thermometer
thermometer.
for a fish tank. It was
A
Bluetooth.
thermometer for a fish tank.
Yeah.
So either that they were just scanning IP blocks, or they use Metasploit to scan the internal internet of their entire casino. And then when they found something where they had a vulnerability on command, where they probably just scanned everything that was connected to the internet. Then when they found that thermostat with a particular vulnerability, they basically hacked it. They hacked it. They could put a backdoor into it. They created persistence to the backdoor. They created persistence back to the backdoor. They started using that connection with other equipment in the Internet of Things or actual computer. So then slowly gain root. When they start gaining root, they basically, just off of what you just said, they more than likely, not basically, they more than likely just brute sprayed, a number of things after post exploitation, gathering more and more boxes, not boxes, but hacking more items until they found an actual computer. That actual computer. I know this one, dude. One second.
So what he's saying, y'all, is a Metasploit. These are all Linux tools that are used on. I'm not sure if y'all familiar with Linux in the chat, but he pretty much said that they were scanning around that area, and they just so happened to get lucky and came across that Bluetooth thermometer. What?
This is what like a regular hacker would do. I don't necessarily like they might have like a different thing. They could have used a man in the middle attack, or evil twin attack. But even though they still use evil twin attack or man in the middle attack, they'll still do they could have probably used better cap. They could, even though they're still using some sort of ARP scanning, they might have used some like Wireshark for some type of diagnosis. They're looking for ports to open,
Yeah,
and
they looking
they
for
would
it.
use Metasploit to open the ports. Unless they would have did it manually. I don't know. You talk like a Russian crime group or something like that, but
Nah,
yeah.
see, I'm glad you understand it because either whether they got lucky or whether they knew what they were doing, but I feel as though that yeah, they've been trying to find an exploit and they found that Bluetooth connection, and just so happened that Bluetooth connection was connected to a router up in the casino. And I feel as though that once they find out the private IP instead of the public IP, it's a wrap after that, ain't it?
Not necessarily. So yes, they would find that public IP. They would then as previously discussed, how I just previously just explained it, that the internal IP would be used to brute spray and grab other aspects of other items within that network. And you said it was connected to the router. It could it the that thermometer could have been pretended to be something else, and then when those connections were going back and forth to the router to the monitor, it got different types of connections. Those different types of connections were then predicated on making more and more connections, and then you're just making I could spitball. This could be like 10, 15 different types of tools that they could have used, but mainly they would have broke into it. They would use Metasploit, and then Metasploit could have really, depending on the the equipment or the way that they got into the internal address, going back to the SQL injection or just overall database project management, overall database project manipulation. So you can use MySQL to manipulate databases. This is how hackers can extract credit card information from a encrypted thing, because they're basically using vulnerabilities in how a database that stores that type of information is set up, and then through them doing that is but you excuse me, my fault.
No, I believe it because that it's a way that these damn black hat hackers been cracking people credit cards at Apple stores and Starbucks because they were
Oh, really?
mimicking the modem. Yeah, go ahead. You know about that?
Yeah, they could be in multiple ways. So there's difference between carders and hackers. So a carder could have a device where you can place it into a backpack, and like how you place your debit card on like something, you don't have to slide it, but like it has like the RFID chip in it.
Yes, sir. NFC.
So someone could reverse that, like reverse engineer that thing that does it the same way. Okay, so a Wi-Fi dongle, like a Wi-Fi thing that you attach to your computer. Some of those go into what you call monitor mode. When you go into monitor mode, you can go and then except for receiving information like Wi-Fi does, you can then do the exact opposite. You can go and search for information. You go and find information depending on what you're looking for. And then you can use the TX power, which is basically like how the increased radius. You basically increase the radius to hundreds, 10,000, 200. Is on average, it's like with like 20, 30. You can increase that to 1,000, and then you walk past somebody, have a program where it subtracts money from a Chase account, whatever account, and then have that in what we will call a Raspberry Pi, a
Oh shit! You give them too much sauce, man. Because I got one.
yeah,
Going crazy.
this ain't nothing new. I'm not telling you something. That's like, oh my god, like maybe to some people, but yeah, like this is something that people have done, and they walk past people. You walk past people, and like you just extracting money out of it. Fucking no, this has been done. A few places they have some credit cards that's resistant to it, but there's some that isn't. It's usually like those like non-main chain. Like you have Chase, you have
You
Wells
talking
Fargo.
about Cash App cards? Shit, Green Dot Cash App cards.
Yeah, like I don't know if Green Dot does a little touchy thing, but it might. But like mom and pop banks, like banks that's not really but that has that they don't have like a I don't know what you would call it, but a team that already knows this, like a cyber legal department or something like that, and they tells the IT department, and then
Yeah, this is a constant, like how you said earlier, with with your online gambling, and with anything in life. It's a constant lifestyle you gotta adapt to and become what you imagine. Lifestyle with it. I'm paraphrasing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just being like I'm not thinking I'm adopting the lifestyle. I'm just thinking this. I'm being I just do what I would do naturally, and it just happens to be a lifestyle. I don't know necessarily if I would call it a lifestyle. I'm just trying to create things that'll last a long time. People to be appreciative of, something that you can pass down to your kids, and not something that's it's not something it's something that you can be proud of at the same time. So I want that's the goals that I'm looking for. So if that's a lifestyle, then it's I don't I'm glad that it is.
Yep, I feel what you're saying. Well, I'm glad that you already hit with the, of course, y'all in the chat with the cybersecurity analysts, or whether it's penetration, or that shit don't sound right. Pen testing, all that stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny.
man, we got another weirdo up in here. I should not say that. Look, look, look. We got another. Man, I'm telling you, man. I'm. This how you know they be going ham consistently. Take that energy that y'all doing on yourselves, you bots, and please take it on creating something that's art. I'm gonna leave it like that.
Definitely. But yeah, man. So that's what I'm into. I'm trying to create randomized wealth. You have a community where population 30,000, and then everybody pitch in every month. Somebody becomes rich. You want to live in that society. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Listen. I could rock with that 1,000%. 'Cause that's
Definitely.
tough.
And you can really see that as a advisable thing. You could turn that into a crypto coin or whatever. You have a closed. It coming up. Not all 7 billion people is going to engage in what I have going on. So it's closed community, as in there's going to be a limited amount of people that's within the community. You have a closed community,
Mm.
and that community every day, every week, every month, somebody becomes rich because you pitched in $2-3. The likelihood, if you stand in that community, stand in that type of system, is high. You know what I mean? It's like a. I think that is, if you would put a city, like a small town, and then every month that somebody in that very small town becomes rich. You know that's like that would be like a political upheaval. Like you can really turn that into a whole political movement.
Yes, sir, Blake. I appreciate it, Blake. We definitely want to keep having you behind something like more than one over here and dropping that knowledge and getting your name out there. Oh, did I do it? Please do. Please give them your social media, the way they can contact you. I'm trying to put my Instagram right now so I could put it in the chat.
Underscore wise water.
Underscore wise water.
Definitely.
All right, hold on, give me a second. Hopefully they can sign me in. I think they can sign me on Instagram. Stop playing with me, y'all. Stop playing with me. Freak, they're playing with me. They're playing with me. Hold on. Hey, you got Facebook, right?
Yeah, I got a Facebook.
Do it on my phone. I can do it from my phone. Give me 1 second then. Yeah, just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and. Oh, John. I think that's you.
No, that's not me. No, I appreciate it though.
Oh, shouts out to John from Twitter. That right there, that's looking out right there. Definitely, I appreciate that. But yeah, at underscore Wisewater. He's on Instagram. You have a lot of other things you're doing. The comic book. You have. I'll let you go ahead and talk your list. Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I got a comic book. It's really a graphic novel. It's called Root Races. It's about a murder detective that's having like suicidal thoughts, and these suicidal thoughts are, to the reader, looks like a demon that's talking to him, and he has to like figure out this murder that happened in the city while still, fighting his literal inner demons, and then it goes out into like volumes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all. More to it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of the main synopsis of it. So it's has a lot of other supernatural factors to it, and it has on a grand scale. It's like kind of the concept called the three mountains. It's kind of that's a very long topic. I think Grump wants kind of want to go. it's a tale about the Gnostic three mountains. If anybody has time, look up Gnosticism and Three Mountains, and then about Samuel Noir, and that's basically the
How you spell that?
huh?
How you spell?
Three Mountains.
You said 3 mountains and Narc. I don't know what it sounds start with an N. How you spell that?
Oh, Gnostic, Gnostic, like the Gnosticism, like the Christian religion.
SIT, not.
Yeah, so Samuel Noir branch of Gnosticism has a belief that's referred to as the Three Mountains. It's a very complicated thing. Just for me to spew it out is it just kind of just me speaking gobbledygook to a lot of people. So I'll do it. I do want people to look it up though, and to give them their own concept of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate because you definitely going to be alive.
Hey, I can barely hear you though.
Oh, my bad. Damn, my bad. My phone been on charger. You hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay, I appreciate you. This definitely ain't gonna be your last time stopping by because you got a lot more philosophical ideas, the whole 9 yards that we've been needing to tap into. You, Bobby Cash, and a few others.
Definitely, for sure, man.
Yes. But what you say about that, man? Like, matter of fact, I got one more question for you. A good question. Like, so with somebody, okay, check this out. Let's say if somebody's trying to go down this path to reach a goal and they feel as though that they have to do some form of evil, what we would consider evil, to get that goal. Will you think that, however you look at it, the universe or whatever, you think that would be like rewarded on his behalf? Whether it's like cheating to like pass the exam to be able to get a good job to take care of your family, or stuff like that.
I would say that it'll be an aspect of a test, and depending on like someone's previous karma and dharma. So the previous karma, past things, the bad things that they've done, dharma, the past good things that they've done, would be to then determine it on how the consequences or benefits that they've done after the test or initiation. Everything is a test. Everything is a form of initiation into your higher or worse self. So I would argue that and this is very hyperbole, the almost hyperbolic, that someone who has had many positive reincarnations is someone who's like almost damn near angel, and they reached a certain type of reincarnation that has a very positive, that is almost as if it's a the top of the mountain, to put it verbally. They may have a point where they fall off the mountain and they have a falling Lucifer moment, like how Lucifer fell from the heavens. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So that I would say that if they would have taken that and it was an angelic person, because that shows you that even angels are subject to karma, are subject to the weighting down into physical matter. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't really judge something that the highest angel, like I'm saying that if somebody does that, if someone has something, they did something negative, I can't judge them because something far greater than I did feel it would succumb to a similar, primeval urge. So I just think, just the notes that everything is a test, and you should always be in a form of permanent becoming, permanent positive development. And if that positive, then sometimes that positive development comes with a fall, and sometimes you just have to take the road with the punches, and sometimes you not necessarily have to point the finger at yourself. Just know everybody fuck up, and if everybody fuck up, there's always a chance to improve on your next turn at bat. So I just want to let everybody know, if you do fuck up, like, yeah, if you got this money and it's negative, you just don't want to beat yourself up over it, because you don't want to beat yourself up over it. Know that you did wrong, but don't permanently become the fall. Don't fall and never get back up. You know, try again, and always, come back, to the test and try to pass it.
I like that right there. That's a good way to end it off right there, Blake. I greatly appreciate you. We finally linked up and we was able to just get one in the books, and we on to the next one for the next weekend coming up.
Definitely, man, for sure.
Yep. Till next time, my guy. I appreciate you I appreciate you on the chat. We definitely gonna keep this coming because there was people hitting me up. There was two people who said they had like these type of talks from you and from Bobby Cash. So I said, yep, I got y'all. We gonna keep it going. So that's love.
All right, man, that's love, bro. Let me know.
All right, peace, y'all.
All right, see you later, buddy.